Hi guys! So, I was at Dollar Tree the other day, imagine that, you know, my favorite store. And I picked up this snow globe. It comes in 3 pieces. It has the globe itself, then it has this insert piece, and then it has its lid. The insert piece is if you're going to add liquid to it. It makes it more sealed, even though it does recommend that you use some sort of glue on it. So I have to figure out how I'm going to do it, but I think what I'll do is put my pieces down like I want them. And then, because I could make it without liquid, but snow globes are supposed to have liquid in them. So this one's going to. And I want it to be sealed so I don't have it leaking everywhere. I had the paper for it, but the boys were at my desk the other day, so I'll have to find it. So we're going to use this snow globe that I got from Dollar Tree, this ornament that I got from Dollar Tree, this little Santa Claus that also came from the Dollar Tree, and then I'm also going to use some E6000, which did not come from Dollar Tree. I got it at Walmart. I think you can even buy a small tube of it at Dollar General for like $2. The baby oil I did pick up at Dollar Tree. I picked up glitter at Dollar Tree, but I don't think I'm going to use this one. I think I'm going to use a different one. I might add some of this in it. So, let's get started. Alright, that was easy enough. Now we gotta cut these away because we don't need them. Goodbye, hangers. Now let's get rid of the noise. I need wire cutters right in front of me. I am going to cut off this piece right here that holds this bell. I'm not going to get rid of it because I can use the bell on something else, I'm quite sure. I want to get as close as I can. Man, come on. If I make the tree a little bit smashed, that's okay because I can always stretch it back out. Felt like there was another piece that dropped. I also want to cut off this little hanger part right here, that little hook. That one's going to be a little more tricky because I don't want a misshapen star, so I'm going to cut it on one side, or I'm going to attempt to. I may have to get different cutters from my husband's shop. Alright, so now this piece is loose, which is fine. You're going to loop it, which is why I needed the needle nose. To there. Then you're just going to run it back up and through and flatten that out. Because we need it to be as flat as it can be so that it can stand. So since these are wire, you just kind of bend them where you need them to form your base. Now this one we'll put away. Might need it later for a different craft. I don't know. Haven't thought about that one. I've only thought about the one. Get those things out of my way. Now, here's the instructions that go with this snow globe. And it says, supplies you're going to need is the plastic snow globe, hot melt adhesive, so hot glue gun. I'm not using a hot glue gun. I'm going to glue it with E6000 so that it will last longer. And also, hot glue doesn't work well in the different temperatures. And I'm going to store this with all of my other Christmas things, so I wouldn't want it to come loose and then just be floating all around. It also says you'll need a glue gun for that hot melt adhesive, glitter or fake snow, water, and then a small figurine or ornament. Okay. It says down here that you can fill your container with water or baby oil. I'm going to use baby oil, and let me tell you why. Water will mold over time. Baby oil won't. So, I want this to last, and I don't want it to mold. So we're not going to put water in there, we're going to put baby oil in there. This is the base that we're going to be working with. We got to take old Happy Santa out here. Ow. It would have been cute if I'd have found Rudolph or even Bumble, the abominable snowman. They probably have them in the toy section. But I didn't look there. I just went to the Christmas section. Santa with his little pointy feet. And my idea is this. I want Santa as close to the edge as I can get him. And I want this tree behind him. Like that. And even though it's bigger, wider, I can make it smaller by cutting this wire off. Alright, so we've trimmed up our tree. Ha! Trimmed the tree. We've cut the hook off the top. We've cut the hook off the bottom along with the bell. This is it here. And we cut it as far up in there as we could so that we could get as flat a base as possible. These wire trees are moldable and bendable. You can make them do what you want them to do and stand how you want them to stand. You can widen the base or narrow the base. So, that's what we're working with. I'm going to use E6000 because it's not as finicky with the temperatures as hot glue is. So it'll take longer to dry, and this will be a longer process. I'm okay with that. I'm not going anywhere. And again, I'm not going to use water because, especially here in Oklahoma, we have extremely hard water. And water tends to mold onto any kind of surfaces like this over time. Well, you don't want mold in your snow globe. So I recommend the baby oil because it does say right here. Step number 3. Fill the globe container with water or baby oil, but leave enough room to put the scene inside without overflowing. So, since it gives me that option, I'm taking it. I'm just going to apply enough E6000. It seemed like a lot, but you're not going to see it because, remember, we're putting in glitter as our snow. I'm not real sure why this is like this back here, but I'm not going to put it toward the front. I'm going to put it toward the back. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of E6000 here on the plastic. And with E6000, you need to let them sit for just a little bit, just enough to give them a little bit of time for the air to hit them and for them to stick together really well. So like I said, I'm not going to worry that I put a bunch of glue on there because I'm going to have glitter in there with him. Glitter will hide his glue. Alright, so I have Santa. Whoa, come back, Santa, stop skating. This isn't a skating rink. Now I need to fix my tree. Tighten it up some. Let's see. You just go in the direction that the tree is already going. Now, I'm just going to gently go along all of the areas that look like they're going to touch when I set it down. I mean, you know how to apply glue, right? What I don't like about this is that it doesn't have a fine tip. That's what I don't like about E6000. I really wish they would get some. Now I'm going to take that little blob and just kind of smear a thin layer. Smear. I want to make sure that this part is to the back because it's not as pretty as the other part. See, on the front, it doesn't have that little piece there. I'm going to hold them in place for just a little bit. Cover this up. If you're working with E6000, make sure you work in a well-ventilated area or have fans going or something. It is quite noxious. Now, I'm going to hold this guy down. Santa is adhering pretty well. He's not moving. See how cute is that gonna be? He's adorable. Now I won't be able to see most of the tree because Santa is sliding here. Where are you going, Santa? Let's turn him a little bit. We'll fix that. Alright, so that's what that's going to end up looking like. Let's let it sit here and dry. It needs to dry probably anywhere from 6 to 12 hours so that it's adhered good and I'm not going to knock it off or something when I go to stuff it in the little hole, because this opening is not very big and Santa's arms go out quite far, and I don't think they're adjustable. Maybe a little bit. Oh, my tummy is grumbling today. Hope you can't hear that because it's loud. Alright, I'm pushing them off. Messing with him. Alright, I'm going to leave it alone and I'll be back when they've dried. So I was kind of wanting ornaments for my little tree, but I didn't think I had anything that was small enough, and I still don't think I really have anything that's small enough. The only thing that I have that's even remotely close are these little styrofoam ball things that are found in the floral department. It's a pick. So I think what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take my, you can use red stickles, or, well, you can really use any color you wanted if you were going to cover the whole thing. I'm not going to cover the whole thing. I've got to get my red stickles out. Ooh, that was kind of luck. I caught this one between my knees as I was sitting back down. Ain't that something? I have a green, and I have this red Studio G. It works all right. And then I have this pretty red stickles. And then I have the green stickles. I also have a silver Studio G and a white Studio G. What I've noticed with the Studio G white is that it has a lot of green in it. The holographic green. So if you wanted it to be white, I wouldn't recommend the Studio G. I would go with the stickles. What I'm going to do is take these little balls, and I'm going to see if this works. I have no idea if it will. But you know, they originally had some glitter on them. I don't know if you can see it right there. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter back to them. I probably won't use the green. But I'm just going to go along and squirt a little bit out and then kind of smear it around. Keeping in mind, only a little bit of it is going to be seen. Alright, I'm going to let those dry. And then I'll come back whenever they're done drying. Okay, so for this little tree, I had decided I was going to use, you know, we have these styrofoam ball things that we got in a spray from, you can get them from anywhere really. but I got these at Dollar Tree, and I thought they would make perfect little ornaments. So I'm just going to pluck off a few of them. I went ahead and added a little bit of stickles to some of them to make them a little more shiny. I thought it would be cute. I don't want to get the really, really big ones, because really they're too big for this tree. This tree is not that big. But I wanted something on there, and I didn't have any ornaments. Oh, that one wasn't quite dry yet. I didn't have any ornaments that would work that were that small. Since I have to use E6000 on these. Since I am putting this in the baby oil, I don't know if our glitter glue would continue to hold in baby oil. I'm hoping that the E6000 will. Some of these got stuck together. And if you see the little white spots, you don't have to worry about that, because that part's going to be hidden mostly. Or it should be all hidden, really. Let's see if this guy will come loose. Right, now I'm going to need some tweezers and E6000. I'm going to pick them up with the tweezers, put a little bit of glue on them, and then stick them to the tree. And that way they will dry overnight and be ready to go tomorrow for me to finish up this craft. Come here, you. I don't know where that glue came from. Uh-oh. I'm about to be dripping. And you just stick them on your tree where you want them. But I think that's going to make cute little ornaments. I could be wrong. But we're going to find out, aren't we? Come on, glue. Don't be squirting out at me. I'm going to put that it won't... It got glue in my lid, so I'm just retrieving it out of the lid. Just going to continue attaching my little styrofoam balls. I went ahead and took the styrofoam ball thingies off of this. You know those picks you can get at Dollar Tree or really anywhere that have these little styrofoam berry looking things? Yeah. I added more stickles to them after I glued them to the tree. And I used E6000 to glue them to the tree because I'm putting them in baby oil, and I wanted to make sure that they don't just come off, you know what I mean? Because that wouldn't be cute. Alright, so now all of my E6000 has set up. It's been overnight. I want to add some glitter all around here on the base, and I have several different types of glitter. I have regular glitter that I could use glue and glitter, and you also need to make sure whatever glue you're using is not water soluble, kind of like with Mod Podge. If you used Mod Podge to put glitter on here, the water or the oil would break it down and it wouldn't stick. So keep that in mind. I think I want to use some silver because I think it would just make the white pop even more. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do. I mean, I don't really know anything about colors or coloring or, you know, anything like that. I just kind of feel like if I had a thin layer of silver down, that it would make white pop even more. See how I put that teeny tiny thin bit of silver there? Kind of under center. So, I'm just gonna go ahead along this cap and just put a really thin layer of this silver. And I'm using this one because it's a finer glitter than this one is. And it's also lighter. See the difference? This one is much lighter. So I think it would lend itself to the white. You know what I mean? We won't cover up the silver completely. We just cover portions of it with the white. And then we can put the glue around the edge and start putting it together. You are supposed to, if you're putting any kind of liquid in here, to make sure that the glue gets a good bond, you're supposed to file the inside of this and scuff it up real well. And then also, or sand it, also this here. Now you don't want to be overly aggressive with these threads, but you do want to sand off, you know, a lot of the shininess so that it gets some sort of bond on it. I just use an old emery board, but if you have sandpaper, that would be great too. I wouldn't get a Dremel and go bonkers with it, because then you're not going to have a good bond and a good closure. The silver has dried enough for me to go ahead and put some of the white down on top of it. I got that one glob there because it was all bubbled up, and I don't want it bubbled up. So hopefully I don't have any other big bubbles. So now we're going to take some of the white and put some of the white down on top of the silver. We don't want to cover up all the silver, but especially like right toward the front, because he's supposed to be standing on a bed of snow, you know. You can tell it's been a while. I have a totally different movie on in the background. I have Grease on in the background. And this, if I kind of pile it up a little bit, that's okay, because it's supposed to be snow that's kind of piled up. I think this is probably okay enough for us to add some glitter to. And I'm going to use this glitter glue to attach it. So I'm just going to put big clumps here and there. Open up my white glitter. Put it on there and shake it off. Put it on there and shake it off. What in the world have I got on my TV now? I'm going to put some here in front of Santa Claus. I figured I might as well use the glitter glue as opposed to E6000 or another. I mean, I'm already using it, so if you wanted to try and put it on your tree, you could. If you're using a bottleneck tree, then it probably already has it on there. But if it doesn't, you could use this on one of those. I don't know that it would work on this wire. I mean, it might, but I don't know. Get down in there. So I let this dry overnight. He's all good and dry, and see how the base turned out? You can see the silver underneath, but then it also has the white on top of. I like it. I like it a lot. I have to make sure that I can fit it in here without too much hassle. I mean, I know it's going to be a tight fit. Come on, Santa, move your hiney back. Yeah, it's going to be a tight fit, but that's okay. Oh, I'm going to have to clean that glitter out of there. Now see, he's going to be cute in there. So cute. Alright, let me grab a paper towel because I've got glitter inside there. I got a little carried away. Surely not. And yes, it's going to have glitter in it once I put it in there, but I have to make sure that all of this edge here is free of debris, because it's recommended when you use E6000 that you put it on both pieces, like add it here and here. Let's try and finish up this snow globe, shall we? I am using baby oil in mine because, well, I've explained that already. Let me just say that if you are getting the small bottles of baby oil from the Dollar Tree, they are not enough. You will have to have at least 2, because 1 is not enough. I found that out the hard way. So, I'm not going to add all of this just yet. I'm going to see how much, well, yeah, I guess I am. This is a 14 fluid ounce bottle, and there was probably a ½ an ounce in there already. The ones from the Dollar Tree are 6.5 fluid ounces. Let's see. Do I want more chunky glitter? I think that's enough glitter, guys. Really. Oh yeah, that should be plenty. I would think. Surely it is. And if I do add more, it's going to have to be a chunkier glitter because that other one is too fine. So let's toss some more of that in there. Why not? I've never done this before. And I really haven't. And because I messed up earlier, I'm having to redo a few steps. Oh. Oh goodness, come on. Please. Let me get some pliers. I need to quit putting things out of my reach. Didn't that sound stupid? I put it there. I need to quit putting things out of my own reach. Goodness. I don't know how well the styrofoam ball is going to hold up on this tree. I'm hoping it'll hold up, but I don't know if it will. We'll find out. I'm doing a Bumble one as well, so I'll do it without the styrofoam ball because they're trying to come loose from the tree. Well, they are coming loose from the tree. They're not trying, they are. Even though I used E6000 on them. So keep that in mind. Man, I just made a mess of that tube. All right. Let's stir it up again. And I'm going to get E6000 on the outside. Not worried about it because it will dry And when it dries, you can just rub it right off. I hope that's not too much. Last time it was not enough. Oh, please go in there. Please, please, please. No, it needs the rest. At least we know it's not too much. 14 ounces is not... Whoops, that ball just came off. Yeah, those little balls are coming off. That's okay, I'll fish them out. Come out of there, you. And this will clear up, just so you know. It's because I'm fiddling with it too much. Get your hand in there, Sonny. Thanks, Mr. Clothes. Alright. Oh no. My sleeve needs to be pulled up and both of my hands are greasy. That's not good. Alright. Let me turn this upside down in this lid and go wash my hands real quick and get a paper towel. I'll be right back. He looks like, help me. Doesn't he? Help! I don't like the fine glitter in there. It's too fine in this oil.